Hi guys, how you doing? Um Today is Sunday. How was your Sunday? How was church and all that good stuff? Now a lot of people have been asking me on Instagram, SJ, how did you keep the weight off after having a baby? You look really good, you look like you don't even have like a child. Is there anything special you did? Did you go to the gym? Did you try any diet recipes? Or there's just a lot of questions that a lot of people keep asking me, like, and sending me messages on Instagram. So I was like, okay, I'll make a video and see how I can address this issue. First of all, there isn't like anything super special that I did. I know a lot of people go back to the, like, literally get back to the gym after having like a baby, or they would go on a diet just to, you know, lose that weight. Because let's be real, let's be very real. When you have a baby, you gain weight, and you gain a lot of weight depending on the individual. So it can be a bit hard to lose it, because gaining it is very easy. All you need to do is to open your mouth as wide as possible and literally eat. And when you are pregnant, you crave for so many things. My cravings were not that bad. I think I craved chips at the beginning, and then I craved McDonald's towards the ending, and I would just have like my normal regular meals, nothing extra, no snacks, nothing. But there are some foods that I am going to actually ask or tell you that you need to avoid, just like after a couple of months after having your baby. Because if you are breastfeeding, you're going to need like a lot of carbs, you're going to need your protein, your vegetables. So it is very important that you eat properly so that you'll be able to produce a good amount of breast milk. And I wouldn't advise you to go on a diet straight after having the baby, because you are going to literally need as much energy as possible. You're going to have sleepless nights, and if you're not eating properly or you're going on a diet that is not actually going to be able to sustain your body, then that is a recipe for disaster. Now I have here some foods that maybe after like 2 months of you know, having your baby, that you should just try and avoid. So it's on my phone, guys. So if you're trying to like lose some weight, French fries and potato chips are not your friend. Honey, they are not your friend. They are just no. So an alternative for French fries and potato chips would be boiled potatoes. So you can have some boiled potatoes either with the skin or without the skin. That's good. Or you can choose to have some baked potatoes, and trust me, that's actually slightly similar to potato chips or French fries. So if you're kind of struggling to figure out, I really love potatoes but I would like to have them in a more healthier way, I think that would be a better option for you than having french fries or potato chips. The one that is a silent, this number 2 is like it's like a silent killer. I personally didn't know about this until quite a while. So number 2 is sugary drinks. So your soda, as my American followers and American subscribers will say. And that's my son literally contributing to the video. So number 2 is a silent killer, and that is sugary drinks. Sugary drinks are, oh my god, now you look at them, they're like, oh, it's just liquid. Why will it be so detrimental? Why will it be so sugary? But oh my days, it is literally a silent killer. Like, take for example Coke. You don't even want to know how much sugar is in Coke. Like, so just imagine having Coke every single day with a meal. I know we Nigerians love to, you know, do the whole, or when you're having your meal with some sort of juice, you know, it kind of makes the other people feel like, oh, we're from the family that can afford a packet of juice. But seriously, what you're actually doing is literally just killing yourselves. And also, if you're trying to lose weight, energy drinks, sugary drinks, juices should not actually be among that. So number 3 is white bread, and I did have white bread, excuse me guys, I did have white bread a few months after my pregnancy. Obviously I told you, when you have your baby you want to still have like a good amount of energy, because you just don't want that energy to just drop, because trust me, you are going to feel the impact of that. You are going to really struggle. So yes, I did have white bread, but after a while I just stopped having white bread, and normally I would have seeded bread. I feel like that's actually better, or whole grain bread, or whole wheat, whole grain bread with seeds as well. They they don't spike up your sugar levels like super high, and they also help you feel fuller for longer. So white bread is something you might want to substitute. Or if you are having white bread, maybe you can just have like maybe one, and even if you're having it, don't have it like every single day, which is the most ideal thing to do. Number 4 is candy bars or sweets. To be frank, I'm kind of lucky in this aspect because I do not have sweets. I don't have candy bars or chocolates or any sort of gummies or anything. And that's just because over the years I've actually just understood that sweets are actually not good for your teeth, you know. I remember there was like this weird thing that they normally did when you go to the dentist. You go to the dentist and they would check your teeth and they'll clean it, and then they'll offer you a lollipop. Why would they offer us lollipops? It was like, here is your lollipop. I encourage you to go and literally have more sweets and then come back to us to check your teeth. Like, I don't understand. But if you are someone that is a fan of chocolate, sweets, you are gonna struggle. You are gonna struggle. So I think the best thing to do is just gradually start cutting down. So maybe if you used to have like a whole pack, maybe try having like half a pack, and then as the time goes along, try having like 2, and then as time goes along, start having 1, and then start having like 1 every other day, literally. And if you can get to a point where you're not even having any at all, and you're just having like maybe 1 in 2 weeks or 1 in 3 weeks, and that's, give yourself a nice pat on the back. Or some people are really brutal. They can just say, I'm done, I'm serious, everything, bin, and this is us. If you are that type of person that's really strong, thumbs up to you. But you want to avoid sugary things if you really want to get back down to your normal weight, or even lose any. Oh, I got the hiccups. Number 5 would be pastry. Sorry guys. Would be pastries, cookies, cakes. This one, sorry guys, it's quite late in the night, but this one is hard because I am such a cake lover, a pastry lover. I'm not a fan of cookies though. I find them a bit too sweet for me. But yes, oh my god, especially cake. You know, there's some cakes that you just have that like, it doesn't feel like you're eating anything wrong. It just feels like it's such a delight, but an evil delight. So you want to avoid those things. Obviously you are maybe gonna be going for like events, you know, life goes on. Yeah, you got a baby, but you're gonna be going for birthday parties, weddings, and you're just gonna be faced with all these things, and it's just like, oh, my chef really told me I should stay away from this. No, I think everything has to be done in moderation. So if you're someone that's always having cake every day, you might actually want to pack it up. You need to pack it up, darling, because you need to lose the weight that you have gained. And if you're eating cake, pastries and cookies every other day, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. So number 6, alcohol. Now this is something I didn't struggle with because I personally do not drink. So I didn't need to worry about that. And to be frank, when you've just had a baby, you want to be drinking alcohol, beer, because it actually can go into the breast milk they're actually going to give your child. Now if you are not breastfeeding and you're going through the bottle route, then good for you, but at the same time I wouldn't advise that you proper heavily drink. Maybe half a glass of wine to start you off after 2 to 3 months, and then maybe gradually going into like a full glass of wine, just because obviously it's going to be a manic time for you and you're going to really need to have that clear head. But yeah, beer, lager, cider, prosecco. I know, my ladies, I know. But yeah, no. You are going to have to cut down on it if you really want to see like results. And as I said, everything in moderation. You might go for a friend's birthday party, or you might go for a wedding, and you know you're faced with that. So that's fine. You can have a little bit, but to really cut down on that weight, you can't be gulping down one bottle of prosecco every week or every other weekend. You are not going to see any change. Number 7, ice cream. Haagen-Dazs. Where you be? Ice cream. Now, it is going to be very common after having your baby to want to comfort eat. You know, it's gonna be like a very stressful time. You're gonna want to eat ice cream, you know, stay up late and have some ice cream. Now, a little bit of ice cream wouldn't hurt a fly, but don't forget you're trying to lose some weight. So sitting down there, what, big my bowl of ice cream every other day is not going to help your situation, girl. It's not going to help it. I know ice cream is so nice, and just imagine you have like a summer baby. Why wouldn't you want to have ice cream every single day? But we're trying to lose the weight, so no ice cream. No. X, no. Number 8, pizza. Now, one thing that is gonna happen is that when you have your little one, you are not gonna have time to cook. Just forget about cooking, because you're going to have a child that literally sleeps 1.5 to 2 hours and wakes up. So it is going to be hard to stay in the kitchen and decide to meal prep, or you can make a cereal, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be hard to like really cook, because when your baby is sleeping, you are going to be sleeping as well, because that's the only time you're really going to have to like nap and chill, or maybe do your own thing. And your own thing might involve you like literally just going to have a shower, you know, have some personal time to just embrace the fact that your baby's not crying or your baby's not uncomfortable. You might want to do a bit of chores or speak to someone, and trust me, staying in the kitchen to cook soup for 3 hours oh man, it ain't gonna work. So what is going to be the most ideal thing is that you're going to try and lean into more convenient foods, and pizza is going to be one of those things because it's just easy. You just put it in the oven, and then within 10 to 15 minutes you are set and ready to eat. No honey, no, you are not helping situations, and you are not going to be losing that weight anytime soon. There's a lot of carbs within the dough, there's a lot of cheese, there's a lot of processed fats, and it's just not going to help anything. What I can advise is try as much as possible to spend more time steaming vegetables, because that's more quicker. Spend more time doing a bit more boiling or some roasting of either your carbs, and just get family to help you as much as possible in terms of food prep. I know Africans and some other cultures, we have this habit of actually supporting people that just had a baby, bringing them food, checking up on them. But if you are someone that really doesn't have that support or doesn't have that community or family that can help, then try and just a lot of steamed vegetables, a lot of boiled, a lot of roasted carbs would be your best friend. Moving on swiftly, number 9, high calorie coffee drinks. To be frank, I didn't have coffee. Normally I don't have coffee, and I wouldn't have coffee just because when you've had a baby, it's really important to know what's going in your body and what you are actually consuming, because everything translates into your breast milk. So if you are breastfeeding and you're drinking coffee, I would be thinking, is there any caffeine going into my breast milk? And the last thing, the very last thing you want is a caffeinated baby that is not sleeping and is cranky and is uncomfortable. So I would just avoid that. But in terms of even weight loss as well, that's not going to help situation. If you are putting a lot of sugar or buying all those pre-made Starbucks coffees and all that, then that's not gonna help. Also, energy drinks, I know it's so tempting. Like, you are exhausted, you are drained. It's like, I really need some sort of energy drink to help me go past this day. And they have so much high caloric caffeine in it, and you don't want that at all. So stay away from that, because that's not going to help you to actually get the energy you require. It might give you like that initial boost, but it wouldn't actually help you to lose weight, because it's just going to add on the calories and it's going to add on some more stress and recipe for disaster. So so you want to stay away from foods high in added sugar. Now, it's a lot of food. It's a lot of foods that are high in added sugar. We have like your donuts, we have some cereals. You would be amazed with how much sugar is in all these Rice Krispies, Cocoa Pops, Kellogg's, Frosties. But yeah, you want to try and avoid that if you're losing weight, because you want to keep this. Let me tell you, the goal of this is to keep your sugar level as low as possible, so we can burn as much fat as possible. The last thing you need is anything that's going to make you even more it's going to add more calories, and that's actually going to be processed as fat. You want to avoid all that as much as possible. Even some yogurts, I know it's like, oh, but yogurts are really healthy, they're good, but if you're not really having plain yogurt, which is 0% fats or 0 grams of fat, then you're not really there yet. So, and I know everyone's like, but Sarah, those yogurts taste awful. They're so bland. They have like this tangy taste. Yes, I know. What I normally do to mine is I just add like a little bit of honey just to bring back that sweetness, and I have it with a bit of like some granola, or yeah, so mostly granola really, with some nice dried fruits and seeds, and trust me, it tastes so good. But when you go for all those flavored yogurts, they have really high sugar content, and you really don't want to be having that during your journey to actually reduce weight. So those are just very few, if not also it's all about quantity as well. Make sure that you are, you know, your portion control is on point. Now it can be hard to know what right portion control is. I personally, I have a scale. I used to try and weigh out my food, and I just found that really bothersome. Like, I didn't like the fact that I had to weigh my food. It just felt like I was punishing myself. But if you are someone that is happy with weighing out your food and knowing how much you are actually taking in, that's fine. But with me, I just don't like it. So I would actually advise you to just split your food into half. If you are used to having a whole plate covered with rice or chips or whatever you eat, just split into two first and start having that every single day, and then from there you can actually even split it into a quarter. Now when you split into half, what I want you to replace the other half is with just vegetables, like either your greens, some broccoli, some carrots, some mixed vegetable. Cover that entire bit with vegetables, and then as time goes on, you take your carb section that's into half, into quarter, and replace it with some more vegetables. And that's just the way I did it, and that's what worked for me, and that still works for me. Now let's go into like foods that you should actually be eating. Now, one thing to really help, I think people really underestimate the benefits of just having like a whole egg. You know, guys, you don't even know. A whole egg, like anytime I have like scrambled eggs, or I have like a boiled egg in the morning, it literally feels so good. Like, I feel good, I feel fuller. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, the yolk is all fatty, you should only eat the white bit. No, I'm sorry, in this situation, for me to feel full and whole, I need that whole egg. You know, I need that whole egg. But be my guest if you want to remove the yolk. That is definitely gonna help as well, but I just feel like fuller, I feel better, and it's just like a nice protein load in the morning. So if you can just have like, just in the morning, what I'll just have is like one egg with literally just spinach and maybe like a little bit of cheese on my spinach or my vegetables. Or I prepare my egg in like an egg sauce manner. So it will have like tomatoes, it will have onions, it will have scotch bonnet, and I will just have it with vegetables. And till today, that still remains one of my best breakfasts. I just love the combination of egg sauce and vegetables. I don't know, it for me tastes so nice. The hot, and the hotness of the egg, the lovely Maggi flavor that comes in with the bland flavor of the salad just works perfectly together, and the salad gives it like a really nice crunch as well. So lovely. Yeah, whole eggs definitely if you're trying to lose weight. So maybe just substituting your sugary cereal or your toast, and everyone's really toast is really common. It's really easy to just whack like 2 slices of bread into like the toaster and put some butter, but at the end of the day when you think about the calories you're like, don't really want to do that. I find toast really boring. Like, I don't find it interesting. It's not something I'll have as breakfast, just because I feel like it's really boring. I don't see anything interesting about having toast in the morning. It's just like blah bread with blah butter, blah boring breakfast. The next thing is leafy greens, as I was talking about earlier, having my egg with leafy greens. But I know the first time I started having leafy greens in the breakfast, during breakfast, so I was just like, is this really gonna work? Feels a bit more like a lunch, feels a bit, but it's really good. It's one of the best things to have if you are not really sure about having leafy greens in the morning. Feel free to whack it in a NutriBullet or whatever blender you have. Put in a couple of fruits, either strawberry, pear, grapes, banana. If you have a protein shake, that will be a very good time to get some protein in that morning. Just add, if you're not working out, just add a little bit. If you're working out, go ahead and add the full the full scoop that you actually require. Go ahead and add, so go ahead and add some almond milk to it, and literally have a smoothie. But try and make sure that you incorporate those greens. Those greens are so important. If you haven't started trying leafy greens in the morning, where you are, like, where hello, what are you waiting for? It's one of the best things. Salmon. Now someone's looking at me like, huh? Why will I be having salmon? Salmon is for lunchtime. Why will I be having salmon in the morning? When I have salmon in the morning, I feel like royalty. I feel good. I feel posh. Like, did I just have salmon? Did I just have salmon in the morning? Like, girl, it is packed with omega-3s and look good fatty acids. Like, how could you not want to give yourself that in the morning? Now, I wouldn't have like a whole salmon piece, but I would cut it into like 2 and maybe save the rest for like either like a lunchtime salad, because I just feel like it could be a bit too much. I feel like it's not lunch, it's breakfast. So that, you could also get salmon flakes. They come in a pre-packed form. I would not lie, I tried the honey salmon flakes and never ever again would that happen. No, it was not for me. Like, it was not for me. I did not like it at all, one single bit. I prefer having my salmon and cooking it with my spices and letting everything just marinate and love each other and just having it. So if you're someone that loves the pre-packed salmon steak, that's good. I've seen some people put peanut butter on a rice cake and put like salmon steak and flakes on it. They tend to like it. I've never tried it before, but yes, having fish in the morning is really good. It's not as bad as it actually sounds. Number 4, having vegetables like Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower. Now in terms of having those, they're like a nice substitute to when you are maybe a bit tired of just having like your normal leafy greens. So here you can actually incorporate like broccoli or cabbage or cauliflower or steamed carrots, just to give you like a little bit, you know, variety. And these vegetables, they are really high in fiber, and so they're actually going to keep you fuller for longer, which you definitely want, especially when you're trying to lose weight. Moving on, lean beef and chicken breast. Oh, now these are good. When I say good, they are good. You need lean beef, you need protein from your meat, protein from your chicken. If you are vegan or vegetarian, this is not gonna work for you. So you're going to actually maybe up your intake in terms of our leafy greens and our other vegetables, such as our Brussels sprouts, our broccoli, and all them. But yes, lean meat, chicken, try and look for really good recipes. You can literally go onto my channel, get some chicken recipes, some beef recipes. I think I have a broccoli and beef tutorial, which is literally less than a minute. So simple to make. You can literally do that, or you can actually marinate your chicken, put a little bit of salt, a bit of pepper, put in the oven, and yes, literally you can have that, and that should actually help. Try and avoid fried, deep fried, southern fried chicken. Now, you would even fried meat as well. So where I come from is very common for people to fry their meats. I just feel like it can be a bit much. So for example, some people will be preparing egusi soup, and depending on the way they will be preparing their egusi soup, they would normally have like a lot of palm oil, and I just feel like it's a bit much, because then you have your meat that you have boiled and then you fry it, so it is saturated and dried with oil, and then you put it into the same egusi soup that has oil. I just feel like that is a double decker oiled meats. So avoid frying your meats, avoid frying your chicken. And I know some people are in the background saying, this girl don't know anything, that's the good shit. Well, if you really want to lose weight, you gotta get rid of the good shit. Yeah, so, and also I know it's very common, like when you've done it for such a long time, you're now thinking to yourself like, oh, but if I don't fry my meat, how is my soup gonna taste good? There's something called the oven. You get yourself like a spray, the oil spray, or yeah, get yourself the oil spray, or get like a non-stick sheet, put your meat on it, put your chicken on it, put in the oven, grill it to get like that crispy texture, as well as to remove a bit of moisture from the chicken, and use it, and trust me, it is so good. That's how I cook my soup. Nothing is ever fried. I don't think I've actually ever fried chicken. That's not something I did, just because I am someone that suffered with acne. As you can still see, I still have like acne scars. Yeah, it's something that has gone on for a very long time. So I knew from day one that trying to avoid foods that are high in oil, you know, is good. Moving on to number 6. Boiled potatoes, guys. Remember, we actually talked about this because this was one of the first foods I told you to avoid, which was the fried chips and potato chips, and substituted them for boiled potatoes. Now, a study has actually been carried out that eating only boiled potatoes has the tendency to help with weight loss. And when I read that, I was like, really? And then I watched the documentary and I was like, like, I think when I think about potatoes, I think starchy food, I think no-go area that's not going to help you. You don't want to even go close to potatoes. But boiled potatoes are amazing, guys, in terms of weight loss. I can't really remember the particular name of the enzyme that actually helps in terms of weight loss, but it really does help so much. So boiled potatoes, guys, no fried potatoes, no chips, just boiled potato. Moving on, we have tuna. Now, tuna is kind of similar to salmon, with high omega-3 and good natural source of fats. The different types of tuna you can get like the tuna steaks. I've not actually had tuna steak before, but I've had people that have tried it and said it's really nice. Mostly when I ever have tuna, it will always be in can form, and that's just where my limit lies when it comes to really exploring with tuna. I don't know why, but I need to actually explore a little bit more. But tuna is awesome. It's very low in calorie, and it has so much, you know, omega-3 and fatty acids, as I've mentioned earlier on. The way I love to have tuna is I would literally drench. So I go for the one with sunflower oil, and that's just because I want a bit of the oil, and I prefer the taste compared to like the brine. And I will have it as a tuna salad, which is the bomb. Sometimes I just have it straight off the can, and I would mix it with a little bit of mayonnaise, and I'll have it straight up with leafy greens. Now, when you're having tuna mixed with mayonnaise and you're having it with just salad, I feel like that's okay. That isn't like breaching the line or anything. Sometimes when when I don't want to be a bit too healthy, I would go in for like a tuna sandwich with bread, but that hardly ever happens. It's one of those rare occasions where maybe I just want something different. And another way I love to have tuna is actually having the tuna from the can, putting it in a pan, because it already has comes in sunflower oil. You don't need to add any additional oil to the pan, and then just putting like a little bit of seasoning just to kind of like jazz it up a little bit before actually having it with your salad. And I feel like that tastes even way better. So yeah guys, fish is really bland. Just make sure that you try and season it as much as possible. So guys, another food that is highly great when you're trying to lose weight is beans and legumes. These are perfect alternatives for rice and starchy food lovers. This is excellent. Get some beans in your diet. Beans are really high in like protein. Also try and get like some lentils, some couscous. Go for it guys, this is really good. Another would be cottage cheese. Apparently, I know dairy is really high in protein. Now cottage cheese is not something I personally have had. I normally tend to stick to the cheddar, the Parmesan, feta. Those are kind of the cheese I like, but apparently cottage cheese is really good, and I've actually seen some people in the morning have like either like a bowl of cottage cheese with porridge. I don't know how that tastes or if that combination is quite palatable, but I've actually seen people actually have like cottage cheese in the morning, and personally I will not be having cottage cheese in the morning. That's just my preference, but if you're someone that loves cottage cheese and you're trying to lose weight, then definitely cottage cheese is the way to go. The next food, avocado. Avocado, did avocado dance? Hey, hey. Avocados guys, I cannot even stress the importance of avocado. Like avocado, so one of the best superfoods for me is avocado. It is packed with lots of great natural fats, omega-3, natural fatty acids. It's perfect. Now the way I love to have avocado is when you have like your smoothies in the morning, when you have like your greens with your fruits and you put half an avocado in it. Guys, half an avocado makes, it's like some sort of binder. It will bind everything together and it'll give like your smoothie like this smooth, like when I say smooth, it is smooth texture. Like when I put avocado in my fruit juice, it's like I just know that the day's about to be lit. It gives you a smoothie like a really smooth texture. Like it's almost like you're drinking like a milkshake. I don't know guys, if you haven't had avocado in your smoothie, or if you've not made a green smoothie, make a green smoothie. So add like maybe some spinach, some pineapple, some strawberry, some grapes and some apple, and put half an avocado. Try one with no avocado and try one with avocado and tell me what the difference is, and leave a comment down in the description box and let me know what your experience was. But it's not gonna be the same. But yeah, avocado is smoothie good. Another way I love to have avocado is on my salad. So I will literally just cut it like some really thin strips, and I'll literally just put it at the side of my salad, and that is always very good. Another way I love to have avocado is as a spread. I know some people are wondering, as a what? When did avocado become butter? Avocado is butter, baby. If I'm telling you this thing can make your smoothie smoother than a baby's butt, then why don't you think it'll be good for a spread? So what you can do is literally take your avocado and mash it up, mash it, make a nice creamy paste. Go ahead and add some, you know, onions and tomatoes if you feel, but that only becomes like some sort of guacamole. But yeah, and literally on my whole grain bread, I would literally just make it, I just literally place it on like a spread, and then I'll top it on with some scrambled egg. I want to take it real. Oh, I am in cloud 9 when I'm having that breakfast. Like, just imagine, yeah, whole grain seeded bread, toasted, so it got like some nice crunchy ends to it. Put like your avocado spread on top, then put like your scrambled egg on top, and then top that with some leafy greens. Period. You ain't gonna say nothing. That's period. That is a weight loss breakfast you can have anytime, any day. Period. Like, seriously guys, I'm even giving you the recipes before I even make them, so go and try that out. Avocado is so versatile, and you can have it as a snack. As I said, you can put in a bowl, mash it up, put in some onions, put in some tomatoes, put in a bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and have it with some low caloric crisp as well. Now the next thing is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is something that, if you do not know about, you really need to go and educate yourself on the benefits of apple cider vinegar. So guys, apple cider vinegar, so this is actually, I believe, one of the first things that you should actually even be doing before you even start thinking about how you're going to cut down on either white rice or introduce whole grains or vegetables or beans and all those stuff. I think it is 1 part apple cider vinegar to 2 parts water, and try drinking this. Now you just don't want any sort of apple cider vinegar. You want the ones that have a bit of the moth, I believe that's what they call it. They have like little bits inside, and that's the one you want to get. Now the popular brand here, I think it's called Bratz. That's the one I have in my fridge, and try drinking it every single morning. Now I won't lie to you guys, the taste is not, it's not really palatable. Like, when I started drinking apple cider vinegar, it was hard. Like, I found it really hard to like get past that acidic taste, and I don't know, it's not a very nice taste. Now I've heard some people say that they have actually mixed honey into the apple cider vinegar to try and make it a bit more palatable, but I just feel like honey does, depending on how much honey you're putting in, that's like a natural sweetener, and that over time can add a little bit of calorie. I don't think it will make a significant amount, but maybe that will actually make it a bit more palatable for you. Another thing is that some people have said they've added honey and lemon to make it a bit more palatable, but I just feel like having that apple cider vinegar alone with water is the best. But the taste, oh my god, like, it's hard. It is hard, it is hard, it is hard, but it is really good. It will help to actually burn fats within your body. It will help so much, and it helps you just cleanse your body from all toxins, any bad things that are in your body. It will literally detox your body. So that's a great way to start your day. Just when you wake up in the morning, go downstairs, make your apple cider vinegar mix, and then, you know, proceed to like having a shower and everything. I don't have apple cider vinegar anymore, but what I do have is green tea, and that apparently works really well for me. I remember the first time I tried it, I did it unknowingly. So I was really tired at work one day. I was like, I'm so tired, I don't know what to do. I can't have coffee. I am the worst person to have coffee, because if I have coffee, then I would literally be awake throughout the night, and it's just like a little bit of caffeine keeps me like awake. So I was like, I can't have coffee, I'm not a coffee person. And I was like, what do I do? And someone's like, oh, but we have green tea, why don't you try green tea? And I was like, oh yeah, I used to have green tea a long time ago. So I was having green tea every day. And the way I have green tea is I take one tea bag, I put it in a mug, and I will just keep refilling that same mug with water. So it kind of helps me to have my green tea, but at the same time it helps me drink more liquid, because then I'm not having like the bland taste of just water. I'm actually having like a bit of a different taste to it, because there's a tea bag in it, and I'm more likely to actually drink it. And every time I top up the water, it has to be either hot or warm water, and that really helps to just really flush like any, you know, loosen any fats, or cleanse my system as much as possible, really. But yes, and apple cider vinegar, again, I use it on my face. I've seen tremendous results from just using apple cider vinegar as a toner. If you know me for a while, I've really struggled with acne. It's been a hell of a journey, but I came across another YouTuber's platform called Chizzy, and she was talking about how she used apple cider vinegar and water to clear her spots. And I was like, you know, I've tried every single product on the market, and at this point I'm actually about to even go and visit like a specialist. Why not just try this one product? And I tried it for a while and it was not working, and I was like, yeah, here we go again. Like, all these people that come onto YouTube and claim that, oh, this did this for their skin, but I just kept going with it. I kept doing it for like 2 months, and then after like 3 months I actually really started seeing like some results. So that's really good. So apple cider vinegar is a really good cleanser. If you can see it from outside of your body and how it works, then just imagine how it will actually be inside your body, you know. So yes, apple cider vinegar, if you don't know about it, please go grab yourself a good bottle, because that's going to be a lifesaver to you. It's also good for like if you have like any like bruises or cuts or anything, you can just put a bit of apple cider vinegar. It's really good. It's also good to as a pre-wash for your hair as well. So before you actually like wash your hair, just do like an apple cider vinegar rinse to just loosen up like any debris that's on your scalp, or any dandruff, or as an after rinse as well. It's amazing for that. The next food we'll be talking about is soups. I love soups. Like, I don't make them a lot,